Hey crossword fans! Today we're going to be solving the New York Times crossword for Wednesday, April 27th, 2022. Today's puzzle comes with a note. It says, the circled letters, reading clockwise starting at the bottom, will reveal a hint to this puzzle's theme. Alright, let's get started. One inclined to go in and out. I want to say a cat, but that doesn't fit. One inclined to go in and out. I'm not sure what they're talking about here. Christina of 1991's The Addams Family. That's Christina Ricci. She was Wednesday Addams. Okay, maybe that'll help here. In and out. Where one may purchase a sectional with a side of meatballs. I think the only place you can do that is IKEA. Stuff. Maybe this is cram? Maybe it's a verb? Hornswoggle. That's a funny word for conning someone. I think this could be a con. I wonder if we can get these long downs. City nicknamed Rubber Capital of the World. I have no idea, but it looks like it's going to be Akron, Ohio. Is Akron, Ohio really the rubber capital of the world? I guess it has to be. Has the best intentions. I think this should be means well, right? So what is this going to be? One inclined to go in and out. Oh my god. This is a misdirection. This is not about a cat wanting to go outside and come back inside constantly. It's about something that's literally inclined so you can go in and out. It's a ramp. Wow, that is a devious misdirection. So this is going to be Pam Grier, actress Grier. Excellent, okay. Well, let's take a look at this first lung across here. It may lead to a no-catch ruling. This feels like it might be about baseball, no catch. Maybe it'll be about football. This doesn't look familiar to me. Let's try and get a little bit more crossing help. Not square in a way. It seems like this is about owing money to someone. Could it be something like owe to? You're not square with that person, you owe to that person? It sounds a little weird. Let's see if we can build off of it. Hook up with. Shouldn't that just be meet? Hook up with. What's often kept undercover? And this is wordplay, so it's not about something that's kept secret. Maybe it's about something that's literally under a cover? What's often left under a cover? Maybe that could be a sheet? That would be under your bed cover, right? That's pretty clever. Place for mucking around. That has to be a sty. Thrill Seeker's acronymic motto. That's definitely going to be you only live once. Hook up with. I'm not sure what they're talking about here. Yeah. Fruity soda brand. And it has 2 T's. I wonder if this is wrong. It feels like it's throwing us off here. Let's take out O2. Let's take a look at this grid spanner here. Fight a needless fight metaphorically. I think you could call that tilt at windmills. Yeah, like Don Quixote. Very nice. Okay. This still looks a little weird to me. Hook up with. Fruity soda brand. Okay, that looks like it should be Fanta. Not square. Maybe it could be owing. That feels better. That feels like the right part of speech. Maybe this could be tie to. Yeah, it's not about meeting a person. It's literally tying one thing to another. Okay, so maybe we can take another look at this one. A no catch ruling. It looks like it's going to start with instant, right? Oh, maybe it's going to be instant replay. Yeah, because if they call a play on a field a catch, and then they look at it on instant replay, they might say that it was actually no catch, yeah, upon further review. That was very tricky to see. County north of the Firth of Forth. This almost feels like a limerick or something. I wonder if it's going to rhyme with one of these words. It does start with an F. That's interesting. County. I don't really know counties very well. I think this is probably going to be in like Ireland or Scotland. Pretty trim. Is that going to be molding? That doesn't feel quite right to me. Up in the air. I guess that could just be a loft maybe, or literally up in the air. Hourglass EG. An hourglass is an example of this. It's not just a figure, right? Is it like Fife? It seems like this has to be ing. Pretty trim. Yeah, let's put an I in here. This is probably an E. Peace out, an equivalent phrase. That could be later. Cover story. Could that be an alibi? That's funny. It's not a cover story in a magazine. I wonder if I'm just not familiar with this word. This could be a timer. Flow back. That should be ebb. 2016 Olympics host informally. I think that was Rio, right? Let's take a look at our next long across here. Deals with fries and a beverage, maybe. Could those be combo meals? So what do we have here? They said it was going to start reading clockwise from the bottom. So this would be our first letter, I guess. INBAL. Is it going to be pinball? Pinball. Combo. Replay. Tilt. Those are all pinball words, aren't they? You can get a combo. You can earn a replay, right? Is that a thing? I'm not 100% sure about that one. But tilt is definitely a pinball thing. Yeah, that's if you try and move the pinball machine. Very interesting. We might be dealing with pinball here. Type of shake. I want that to be a malt. 3 or more on a semi. They have a lot of axles, right? So I think this is going to be axles. Name often called in a smart home. That has to be Alexa. Tuft and Needle competitor? I've never heard of this before, Tuft and Needle. Maybe it's a mattress brand? It's looking like this might be Sealy. Certain vipers, that could be asps. Star Wars general with the line, "If you see our son, bring him home." I think that was Leia, right? That was in one of the new movies. Okay, so what does that give us here? Pile for stack, that's right. And sass for tude, the very informal tude. Excellent. Jazz pianist Bill. I don't know if I recognize this one. Be in limbo, that should be penned. Screen as a potential running mate. That should be vet, right? You vet your running mate. So this is looking like it's going to be Evans, maybe? Let's give that a guess there. Cygnus constellation with the. I think Cygnus is another way to say swan, because a cygnet is a young swan. Yeah, let's try swan here. Drollery. Drollery is kind of something that's amusing. Let's put in wit here. 29 down residence. Sty residence. I guess that could be swine. Raps young blank. I don't recognize this person. Top 40 songs. That could be hits. That's kind of fun crossing this rapper here. Hairstyle that sounds edible. Is that going to be a bun? Is this going to be Young Thug or something like that? Let's see. Cheeseboard staple. I'm not very good with cheeses. I'm going to guess brie. Maybe we can start filling in the end here. It's going to be kind of hard to build on these long acrosses here. Like festive houses during the holidays. They're going to be lit up, right? I think that's probably right. Potted succulent. Is that going to be an aloe something? An aloe plant, maybe? Would they just use the word plant in there? Until we meet again. Another equivalent phrase. It's kind of long. What is this going to be? Let's see if we can get the first letter here. Put down. This is very tricky. The word put can be present tense or past tense. I think in this case it's past tense, so it's going to be laid down. That's a very tricky little detail there. So this is going to start with an I. It's not I'll see you later. Maybe it's just I'll see you? I guess it could be. Cable alternative could be DSL for your internet. Ring around a lagoon, that's going to be an atoll, like the Bikini Atoll. Swings around. Well, we wanted this to be an S, right? That looks pretty good. Swings around. One-time presidential daughter with the codename Radiance. Is that going to be Malia Obama? Ooh. You know what? This is looking vaguely familiar. I can't remember what the first letter is going to be. It's not flues, is it? That's what's in your chimney. Evade capture. I'm not sure about that one. Well, we can probably put this L in, right? I'm feeling pretty confident about pinball here. Let's put both of these in. Evade capture. It's not elude. That's too short. Director Kazan. Oh man, I know I've seen this name before. I want to say it's like Elia? He was like a golden age Hollywood director. Yeah. Let's take a look at this next theme answer here. One with a quintessential McJob. I think that's going to be a burger flipper. We had McJob as a piece of fill not too long ago. That's kind of funny. Burger flipper. Yeah, there's a couple of flippers in a pinball machine, right? We definitely have a pinball theme. Evade capture. Is it slip by? Yes. Slews. That looks right. I don't know why, but I think it has something to do with sailing. Swings around. Is it something that the mast could do? It might be a sailing term. Yeah. You know what? Let's put in I'll see you. That's looking pretty good. Bruce on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. That's probably Bruce Lee. 2 in a 2-car garage. What would you have 2 of? I guess you would have 2 bays, right? A bay is room for 1 car. Chest protector. Could that be a bra? RN. That looks weird. Playing extra minutes briefly. I think that should be in OT, right? So maybe this is a bib instead of a bra. Yeah, that's pretty funny. In OT. Takes time off. That should be rests. So this should be BTUs. Heater measurements. Yeah, that's right. BTUs. Okay. Thumper's forest friend. That was Bambi. Cried foul. And this is wordplay, so it's not about being upset that someone did you wrong. I think this is going to be an ump crying foul because someone hit the ball into foul territory. That's pretty funny. That would be the same kind of ump that would call no catch after instant replay. Okay, same with me, an equivalent phrase. That should be as am I think. Group with the tribute band Bjorn Again. What a great name. I guess maybe it's going to be ABBA. That's so funny. One alleging injury, perhaps. Could that be a sewer? Not the kind of sewer under your house. Singer Rexa? BB Rexa? I've never heard of this singer before. And then we have arid, parched. Yeah, that looks good. I have a feeling I know what this next one's going to be. There's bumpers in pinball machines too, right? Are we going to have a bumper crop? Extra bountiful harvest? Yeah, that looks really good. Bumper crop. Yeah, that's a really good one to end on. Okay, big retailer of camping gear. That should be REI, the co-op. A Roman numeral equal to 12% of M. What in the world? Well, M is 1,000, so this should be 120, right? So that should be CXX. A little bit of Roman math there. Any Scrubs or Friends episode now? Any of those would be a rerun. So what do we have here? Regional greenery. That should be flora, right? So that would leave us with exurb, community far from a city center. That's right. And then this would be IXNAY. Is that Pig Latin? Ixnay on the Igpay Attenlay. Nix on the Pig Latin. That's a very funny clue. Another good one to end on. All right, let's throw that A in there and see if that'll do it for us. All right, a Wednesday puzzle in 1952, just under 20 minutes yet again. This was a really great theme. I love this collection of theme answers. Combo meals, instant replay, tilt at windmills, burger flipper, and bumper crop. Those are all great entries. And they somehow got pinball to fit really nicely in a circle through all of these. It kind of looks like the path of a pinball careening around a pinball machine. We also have some pinball lingo hidden in each answer. Combo, replay, tilt, flipper, and bumper. It's pretty nice that they alternate too. The construction on this one is really impressive. There was a lot of fun wordplay on today's puzzle too. We started out really strong with this misdirection, one inclined to go in and out. That was super tricky. A good reminder to stay on our toes. I also liked sheet, what's often kept undercover. That was a very good pun. And too, cried foul. And I like that it kind of tied into this instant replay up here. I also just really liked this Pig Latin clue. Ixnay on the Igpay Attenlay. All right, well, hopefully you enjoyed playing a round of pinball with me on this Wednesday puzzle. I'm going to be coming back at you tomorrow for the marquee themed puzzle of the week, the Thursday. And I think that's going to do it for now. All right, I'll see you next time.